Welcome to Crossbody of Work. My name is Evan.
I am Javier.
And you cannot see us because we have our doctorate in thugonomics. Javier is consistently doing the you can't see me taunt. Yeah, we're talking about John Cena this week. It is the beginning of our John Cena three-parter, so we're looking at his creation, his debut, and his best era, Doctor of Thugonomics.
This is the highlight of my life. The next 3 weeks will be the peak of my life.
Javier is the single biggest John Cena fan I've ever met.
Yes, as I should be. As everyone should be the biggest John Cena fan of all time. I will not, I'm not blind, people. I understand, yes, John Cena got really stale for a really long time. But my fucking God, can we just please appreciate the greatness that is the career of one John Cena?
Yeah. As much as you can be upset at how stale he was, or maybe even upset about how much he was the only guy they seemed to focus on for a while, like he was always in the title picture and all that. One, he's the goddamn peacemaker. You give him some respect.
Exactly.
Two, you cannot say that he did not provide quality entertainment and good wrestling.
That would be a lie.
The man, when people would say that John Cena can't wrestle, is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Fantastic. John Cena is a fantastic wrestler. Is he a guy who's going to lead a match most of the time? No. You put John Cena in there, he's not AJ Styles, all right? John Cena's not going to pull off a good match with someone like Omos or like someone like Great Khali who's shit, you know? He's not that kind of wrestler. What he is the best dance partner you could possibly have. If you are even just okay at wrestling, you get into a match with John Cena could pull you to a 4 or 5 star match. Easy.
And then John will beat you clean.
Yeah. And if you are someone like an AJ Styles, like a Daniel Bryan, like a CM Punk, motherfucker, you guys are going to put on some of the greatest matches we've seen.
And then John Cena is going to beat you clean. Because these are the rules, people. These are the rules of
shovel,
life.
baby.
Death,
golden shovel.
Taxes, and a golden shovel. Let's do all the housekeeping things. Follow us on Twitter at Crossbody of Work. Tweet at us things that you think were terrible about the episode, but also ideas for future episodes. Keep it positive. Tell us nice things. Wherever you're listening to the pod, be sure to rate 5 stars and subscribe. You know, I heard today that most people only have a rotation of around 5 to 6 podcasts. If we're in your rotation, thank you. Support us, part of your rotation, by giving us 5 stars on Spotify app, on Apple, whatever you're listening on. Give us 5 stars. Also, the merch table is open still, fullpressshop.com. Cop the merch, wear the shirts, tell us nice things, tell us we're pretty. John Cena was not always John Cena. I mean, his name has always been John Cena, but in the wrestling world, he was not always John Cena. Before, he was the prototype. And so we're digging all the way back to look at him as the prototype. And in my brain, he was the prototype in OVW. Like, that's where it started, was he was found, he went to OVW, and he was the prototype. That is untrue. He started wrestling before WWF found him. And yes, he was found by WWF, not WWE, I believe. Yeah.
Wait, did you not know this?
I did not. I think
really?
I think it had somehow been mixed in my brain that essentially he was like bodybuilder or something else.
The Samoa Joe stuff. Remember you ever see those super old clips or pictures of him wrestling Samoa Joe? And Samoa Joe's got the the blonde dyed hair.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. I should have clued into that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was from like WPI or some shit.
I think it's from UPW, isn't it?
It was
California-based Ultimate Pro Wrestling.
There we go. It's definitely that one.
Because that's where our first match is. At Ultimate Pro Wrestling Proving Ground, December 20th, 2000. It is the prototype versus Chase Tatum. Don't know who Chase Tatum is. He didn't really amount to much in terms of wrestling.
Neither do we.
But Chase Tatum is out there with a familiar face. Nathan Jones is with him.
I'm telling you right now, I didn't know Nathan Jones did anything wrestling related before he was the prisoner dude.
I had no idea. All I know is that he was so shit that he couldn't be in that planned tag match at WrestleMania. Undertaker had to fight A-Train and Big Show by himself.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's not great. He was in Brock Lesnar. He was on Team Brock for that one Survivor Series.
He was on Team Brock. Yes, I remember that.
He's on Team Brock for that Survivor Series match. I don't know if he lasted very long.
Was he in Mad Max? He was in Mad Max, wasn't he?
He might have been in Mad Max. I
Because like
honestly, I feel like there
that
are a
sounds
lot of.
right.
I feel like there's a lot of people you could throw out there to me right now and be like, were they in Mad Max? And I'd be like, yeah, probably.
He was in Mad Max Fury Road as Rictus Erectus. Moving
Oh,
on from
good
that
for
as
him.
fast as possible.
I love that
Rictus
movie.
Erectus.
Mad Max Fury Road is a great movie.
I looked up UPW Proving Ground, this event. You would not believe some of the other names on this list of people who performed at this event alongside.
Okay, names
Prototype.
like people that I would know, or names like their names are wild?
Not that. People you'd know.
Okay, go ahead.
So going through it just in order, as I see them, Mike Knox is on the card.
Oh,
Samoa Joe is on the card.
yeah.
And Samoa Joe and Mike Knox were tag teaming together, which is very funny to me.
One of these things is not like the other. One of these things is Mike Knox.
Juventud Guerrera is on the
Solid.
card. Frankie Kazarian is on the card. I know. Christopher Daniels is in the match after the Prototype match.
So all I'm hearing from this is that John Cena is really an original member of SCU.
And in the main event was a mixed six-man tag. The team of Lexi Fife and the Ballard brothers, who I don't know who they are, beating some or teaming against some people named Lita and the Hardy Boys. Why the fuck were they on this card?
They were in WWE by this point.
I know. Why
This
are
was
they
99.
in California? This is 2000, actually.
Oh, so they were actually like an established big team.
They must have been lent out or something to UPW.
Maybe Vince was just like, oh, we need to work the indie. Oh, you know what it was? They were the ones recruiting John Cena. The Hardy family, whatever
Office
is their first signing was one Jonathan Cena.
I believe it. Prototype versus Chase Tatum. What are your thoughts on this match?
The less said, the better, probably. But honestly, no. I mean, for me, it was just cool to see John Cena that young. Like he looks young.
He looks young, but he's
cut like a motherfucker too.
Cut as hell and so over. Chase Tatum comes out. The ring announcer is supposed to announce that Chase Tatum is the new Prototype. The ring announcer has no fucking idea what he's doing. Accidentally announced Nathan Jones is the new Prototype and then gets whispered to and then corrects himself. It's a fucking nightmare. But then the second Prototype comes out, he is over as hell. Speaking of over, Chase Tatum with some nice overhead suplexes in this match. Like I was like, yeah, Tatum, he's a suplex machine.
A lot of good. He got a T-bone suplex here at one point too, and I was like, okay, then Shelton could never.
Oh, you bitch! In terms of the offense from Cena, we get a shoulder block, a move we've seen 1,000 times now from him.
A very dramatic DDT.
A very dramatic.
You know what it looks like. It looks like, remember when The Undertaker was American Badass and he would pull out a DDT sometimes?
That's exactly the DDT. That is the
exact one.
Yeah.
He had a crazy clothesline.
And a drop kick to Tatum. We also get
very good.
Yeah. And a delayed sidewalk slam, which is a move that as a delayed move doesn't have the same effect as like a suplex.
It kind of just messes you up because you're just holding the person.
You're just holding a man.
Like they're a child.
Yeah, like he's a bad, misbehaving kid. Just holding him.
Like he's a basket. Like you're fucking carrying the basket home. Fucking apple picking.
So we get the delayed sidewalk slam. We get an overhead German suplex by Tatum. Prototype gets his foot on the ropes. This is where I realize how much of a good suplex game Tatum has. And then the Prototype wins with a proto bomb out of nowhere. Quite the quick win for the Prototype, but you heard how many other names are on this card. It was stacked. You had to get through this Prototype match as fast as possible. It was fun to see young Cena. Look at the man go. I'm so glad they didn't keep the Prototype gimmick on the main roster. Holy shit.
I remember him saying on something, I don't know if it was a podcast or whatever. It might have been, was he on with Austin at some point?
He has to have been.
In the show that he does. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember him saying like he was like half robot, half person. That was the gimmick. That was the Prototype. Like he would act like a robot and do robot shit, and it'd be so fucking cool. And he's like, yeah, I love doing that. Like, I
Yeah.
loved it. It was so fun. It got him like he was able to really do a lot of character work and stuff. And honestly, it really is the little shit like that I feel like makes a pro wrestler so great. You know, it's the little stuff like, you know, getting the fundamentals of how to work a character, even if your character's shit, like being a half robot man, like you're not fucking cyborg.
Part of the
You know,
Borg.
yeah, he's not one of those people, but like he is he is able to learn how to get fully into his character and maybe even how to incorporate a little bit of himself to it so that down the line when he is in WWE, when he is the ruthless aggression guy, when he does eventually become the Doctor of Thugonomics, he's able to dive into it and add his own elements of what works for him because he's got the experiences of the past. You
That's
know?
true. 2001, Cena signs with WWE, works in OVW as the prototype, and is called up on June 27th, 2002.
Should be a holiday.
That previous Raw, Vince McMahon said that we needed more ruthless aggression, truly kicking off the ruthless aggression era, and he debuts challenging Kurt Angle. This is like our little, we added a little bonus because we have to talk about this debut, of course. Angle is out there calling out any of the young guys in the back. And it's so weird seeing Cena come out to music that isn't his music. It's so
I know him
weird.
by 2 songs and 2 songs only.
That's right. And I'm going to make you choose right now. What's the better one?
Doctor of Thugonomics.
It is. It is the better theme song.
Basic Thugonomics is. I wrote a list a few years back now when rumors of when CM Punk came back on backstage or whatever it was. Yeah. I made that article of the top 10 wrestling theme songs of all time. Basic Thugonomics was on that motherfucker.
Yep. Also, I'm so glad Cena dyed his hair. I'm so glad it's dark here instead of the bleach blonde prototype because that's a tough look to pull off.
Well, I mean,
looking like fucking Guile from Street Fighter.
How do you remove dyed hair? Do you have to dye it back, or do you just like
you either dye it back or you let it grow out?
I mean, for him, it's not that hard. He didn't have super long hair.
No, he's probably fine.
Now he just doesn't have a lot of hair.
Kurt Angle essentially says, what quality do you possess that makes you think you can go toe-to-toe with me? And John Cena, with such intensity that he almost fucking explodes on the spot, he says, Javier,
ruthless aggression!
What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap Charlie Murphy. Takes down Angle, and the crowd's fucking into it. Like, the crowd is behind this guy.
By the way, no reaction when he came out.
No reaction at all. But a reaction for slapping Kurt Angle upside the head. Clothesline to the outside. Cena with, like, the smart move. He's like, I have caught Angle off guard. Chases him to the outside. Stays on him. Clothesline. Back body drop. Corner splash. Tries to get the pin because the match has started.
Yeah.
He doesn't. Spoilers.
Yeah, no, he does not win this match.
No. But the clip that we watched was just his initial flurry. God, it's so weird to see John Cena, the face of WWE, debut in generic trunks with generic music, a lot of energy, and a huge slap to Kurt Angle.
My favorite thing is he had a different color for every trunk. So whatever he'd go somewhere, he would just wear whatever the sports team. Like, let's say he was in Sacramento, he'd wear purple for the Kings. Or he's in Boston. I guess if you're in Boston, you get the cherry pick. But I assume he'd wear green for the Celtics because they're the TD Garden usually. Madison Square Garden, he's probably wearing some sort of blue or orange because of the Knicks, whatever. I always thought that was cool. He said he had one for everything. And then they forced him to change his character. And he was like,
oh, okay. And the force to the change in the character, the big one, happened in 2002 on the Halloween episode of SmackDown. So a couple months from now.
Which is probably a clip we should have included, but...
Probably is, but John Cena is Vanilla Ice and debuts his ability to rap, which...
Stephanie McMahon.
The stories that have been told was that he was on one of the buses where he was backstage and was rapping. I think it was with Rey Mysterio and somebody else. I don't remember who the other person was.
It might have been Rikishi or somewhere.
It was Rikishi and Rey. which give me that album. Give me that Migos style album
What
for
does
those
Rey
two.
Mysterio rapping sound like?
I do not know.
I want to know. I want to know what his style is.
Yeah. He's like a tiny Snoop Dogg. Calling it now. Snoop Dogg was great at the halftime show, by the way. It
It's
was
another
awesome.
thing. Well, Snoop Dogg is never going to change. That's why Snoop Dogg was great.
I saw stories and people were like, breaking news, Snoop Dogg smoked a joint before he went on the halftime show. I'm like, Snoop Dogg smokes
Isn't
a
weed
joint.
legal in California?
Snoop Dogg smokes a joint before he does anything.
Snoop Dogg smoked a joint before he got in the car to go to fucking SoFi.
Snoop Dogg smokes a joint before he smokes a joint. Like, get the fuck out of here with that. Anyways, when he turns into a rapper, to finish the first story, he was heard backstage. Stephanie McMahon said that it was great. Decided to turn it into a gimmick. When he debuted the gimmick, he became a heel. He was very popular as a heel because he was the fucking worst. He was
the best. I love this man.
We are skipping over the era where he had a sidekick / henchman, that of course being B Squared.
We'll get to B Squared eventually, baby.
Bull Buchanan. We're skipping over that and moving right to a WWE Championship match at Backlash 2003. John Cena versus a familiar foe, Brock Lesnar.
So I watched the entirety of the clip, which includes the video package. And there is a line in that video package that is just the best. It's just the chef's kiss, the coup d'etat, it's all that stuff. John Cena is a name you'll remember. John Cena is bigger than Brock Lesnar. And if that isn't the death nail, no wonder Brock took his fucking bag and went home. No wonder he did that shit and was gone for, 8 years from the company. I couldn't compete with that either.
That's true. You got dunked on. You gotta go.
And then when I heard you think you're untouchable?
It's so great.
I popped. And then I saw he was wearing
in order to get this WWE Championship match, Cena had to win a tournament. And that tournament, he beat Eddie Guerrero, Undertaker, and Chris Benoit, a name we do not say. So here's what happened. He had his knee injured by Brock before the tournament, and he beat Eddie Guerrero relatively clean, I think, or maybe he cheated on his own. He beat Undertaker because Undertaker got beaten down by the FBI. No, not the actual FBI, by Nunzio and Chuck Palumbo and those fucking guys.
That was my favorite group for a while.
And then he beat Benoit. Backlash... So he gets the championship match. Brock had injured his knee before this as well, so he was trying to get vengeance on Brock, who had just become WWE champion at WrestleMania. Right?
Yes.
We're all caught up. Cena is in Worcester, Massachusetts. So, of course, he's in a Roger Clemens Yankees jersey.
Yeah, Cena is a heel.
Yeah. It's the easiest thing, and I love that he does it.
By the way, Cena is the heel.
Yeah.
And he's the one selling the injury.
When he's a heel, he just picks the jersey of whatever team that city hates. You're in Boston, wear the Yankees. Easy. Done.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. I'm not even joking. One of my notes is he's wearing a Yankee jersey. I'm fast forwarding. And I did. I fast forward. I didn't hear his rap coming down to the ring. I could not do it. Could not bring myself.
Did you finish fast forwarding when you heard, well, here comes the pain? Because it's the best. I love when Taz says that. Gets me very excited.
I just stopped doing it right when the bell sounded.
Oh, loser. Lesnar with some solid suplexes to start. Go figure. What a surprise.
By the way, fuck me, Brock Lesnar strong, dude. The side breakers and then a fallaway slam. Like, dude, he is just jacked to the fucking gills.
He has no neck. Not even, there's not a chance of
deltoids are too big.
Yeah. He is a head situated on top of just a mound of just muscles.
Like, it's fucking crazy, dude. And the fucking scariest part about it is he was natural. The homie was not taking steroids.
He's just so big.
Like, I'm not
eating his Wheaties.
I really don't understand because you could say, oh, he's definitely probably doing something WWE, but like, look at his clips from when he was doing college wrestling, and he's just as big.
Yeah. I don't know what nutrition program Sheldon Benjamin had him on, but holy shit.
Fuck me.
It's
He
also
was just
two Sheldon Benjamin
country
references
genetic
already.
freak. It's like he was on Pat McAfee's show earlier this week, actually, I feel like.
Yeah.
And he said that he was talking about Aaron Donald, and he goes, it said that, those type of guys are 1% of the 1%. And I believe I'm one of those. And fucking, yeah, you are, Brock. Yes,
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah. If you were walking down an alley and there were two ways out and one had an angry Aaron Donald and one had an angry Brock Lesnar, which way are you going?
Aaron Donald.
Yeah, because I don't know how he fights.
I don't either.
I've seen Brock fight people.
Better the evil I don't know than the one I do.
In that case, 100%. So Cena gets press slammed and clotheslined to the outside. Lesnar tosses
effortlessly
him to the side of the announce table. Cena regroups and gets a little bit of advantage back when he tosses Lesnar into the steel steps. And I realize how much I love the black steel steps, specifically from this era of SmackDown. They look so fucking good. Yeah.
Yes, those are my steel steps, damn it.
We essentially just believe in ruthless aggression superiority.
Yes, ruthless aggression. Evan and I are in complete agreement on this.
Yeah.
It is the best era of the WWE.
Yeah.
/ WWF. It just is. It's the best, in my opinion, it's the best era of wrestling that we've ever had.
I went back and for like a month or two was just watching SmackDowns from this era.
As you should.
Yeah, it was fantastic. You just pick SmackDown and just watch it. It's the best.
So Brock has a cut on his forehead.
Yeah.
And he had it bandaged over. Cena rips off the bandage, or I don't know if the bandage has come off because Brock has been sweating. And he just starts yamming into the fucking cut with a series of punches. Lesnar does not care.
Lesnar looks like a tomato, but is still fighting back.
Yeah, he picks Cena up. He starts driving his knees into Cena's side. And then Cena comes through and levels Brock with a shoulder block at one point. And then Brock is like draped on the middle rope, but his body's so top half of body's in the ring, bottom half is on the apron. Cena gets on the middle rope, hits a flying leg drop. And then Brock says, "Screw you, buddy." Spine buster.
Yeah.
Which looked fucking clean. Cena gets a slight little advantage back in a little bit here. He hits a jawbreaker, hits a big clothesline. Then he puts on a headlock. Yeah. And we get a long headlock spot.
It's a very long headlock spot.
It's not like a normal headlock. He has it held like he would do with the STF, where he like puts his arms in a weird spot, like right next to each other. So he's not actually like doing anything.
Yeah, it's not the most effective thing, but still somehow Lesnar turns almost purple.
Well, that's just because Brock Lesnar is great at looking like he's about to die.
That's true. Lesnar selling is fantastic. Cena's selling in this is good. I wouldn't say it's great.
You don't have to try very hard selling with Brock Lesnar, though.
This is true. Lesnar then powers up with this headlock on.
He's a freak. Dude, he is a freak.
Runs Cena into the turnbuckles 3 times, I think, and then gets a slam, some clotheslines. He's in the zone now.
John Cena's not a small person, as we know.
No.
John Cena's like 6'2", 6'3". He's built like a bodybuilder. You know, he's a big dude. Even then, when he was more cut than he was throughout his prime years.
He's listed as 6'2", 251.
He's a big guy. Brock Lesnar said, "Fuck that," effortlessly. Like he weighed 20 pounds. Just picks him up with the man on his back. While selling still too, which is wild. You mentioned the power slam. And then we get a spot that I was like, oh my God, John Cena is about to be champion, even though I know John Cena does not win the championship.
Go through it.
He hits a low blow and then rolls Brock up for a near fall. And I'm like, oh my God. And then he hits a blockbuster. And I'm like, oh my God. And then we get the fucking bitch of all bitches. The fucking Hebner child decides, hey, John, I'm going to distract you. Look at these hands. Look at my hands, John. Look at my hands. You know, he's realistically just ruining the match away. John Cena's like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Turns around. Brock Lesnar hits him with an F5 and wins the match.
I mean, Hebner stopped Cena from using a chain. He was doing his job.
Semantics.
Lesnar gets the F5, 1, 2, 3. He retains the title. John would see the WWE Championship eventually.
I think he's seen it a couple times.
I
Time or
think that
two.
man will see it eventually. We're going to take our first break. When we get back, it was one of Javier's requests for this episode. It's a match against Eddie Guerrero. Back from the break, and are we in the ring? Oh, no. A ring can't contain anything between John Cena and Eddie Guerrero. No, we are in a parking lot brawl. September 11th, 2003. Baby. I love that this is just an empty part of the garage. They've just parked their cars in a circle. Who are the idiots who agreed to have their cars be part of this circle?
I'm pretty sure those are just rental cars, to be fair.
Shut up, Javier. I'm saying how dumb wrestling is. Who would agree to put their cars in the circle?
Oh, I can tell you one person who would 100% agree to it just to get Vince's approval. Triple H.
That's true. Cena is here in a dope Urlacher Bears jersey.
Which is random as hell. But
especially with the matching headband.
Yeah, but here's the funny thing about this is, so we get some funny. So Eddie Guerrero's not there yet. It's just John Cena, the referee.
John. Oh, and a bunch of wrestlers who were here to watch.
A bunch of wrestlers here to watch. You think they paid for it? They have to pay $5 for admission or something?
I think there was an admission, and then APA charged people $10.
Yeah, probably.
Because Farouk would do that, and Bradshaw's a businessman.
And who's going to say no to those guys?
Exactly.
So Cena's asking the referee if he could do whatever he wants. He's giving up little random examples here and there of what he can and can't do. Then he goes into promo time. And I got probably my new favorite Doctor of Thugonomics line ever.
Yep.
And I don't even know. This just excited me. I don't remember it. It excited me in so many ways. Cena goes, "I'm a Jedi Knight. I was a stunt double for Anakin. I fight with my lightsaber. His is for backdoor shenanigans."
Great use of the word shenanigans.
John Cena, I already have the album, but drop it again, damn it.
Put it on vinyl.
Put it on vinyl. I need to start listening to it with my jazz.
Eddie Guerrero shows up in a lowrider truck.
Classic.
Should have just run John Cena over with it. Everything's legal, including, running over John Cena with the truck. Right? Yeah. He doesn't, though. Instead, they start the match.
Eddie pulls up
and start.
I mean, immediately. So Eddie's the United States champion, so he has the United States title with him. And immediately just hits Cena with the belt.
Yep. Makes sense.
Right in the gut. It just starts slaying him into cars. Cena hits a little down the line, Cena hits a delayed vertical suplex on a car. And then he starts bragging about you're from the streets of the Northeast. And I was just like, okay, so as we know, I'm the Massachusetts guy. I'm the Boston guy. I was born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts. I lived there up until literally the beginning of this year, where now I live in Waltham, which is literally 20 minutes outside of Boston. But anyways, I've lived here my entire life. I know Massachusetts like the back of my fucking hand. I legitimately cannot even tell you where West Newbury is. And I can tell you right now, homie, it ain't the hard streets. It's just so fucking hilarious, the dichotomy of John Cena being this rapper guy, but he's from fucking West Newbury, Massachusetts. He's like that preppy white dude.
West Newbury has a population of 4,500.
Yeah, and that's probably 44.99 of that is probably just because John Cena's from there.
And it's 34 miles northeast of Boston.
Oh, God, it's in the North Shore. No wonder no one knows where the fuck it is.
Good geography lesson. I loved it. John Cena goes to the back of a minivan to get some equipment, some tools for this. And the thing he chooses is a lawnmower. 1, Mexicool's gimmick infringement. 2, what in the CZW is going on here? Because John turns on a lawnmower and just starts walking it towards Eddie.
I need this spot. Give me this in the next Matt Cardona GCW match.
When he inevitably goes up against Juventud Guerrera?
No, when he inevitably goes up against Cody.
Oh, fuck, yeah. Cody for GCW World Champ. Book it.
God, can you imagine if he buries John Moxley in 5 seconds? The Heat.
Cody's going to show up to NXT 2.0 and get buried by Braun Breaker.
No, he's going to show up and get buried by Von Wagner.
Braun, Vaughn, Don, doesn't matter. Cody in 6. All right. Eddie avoids the lawnmower, but Cena grabs a shovel. Cena swings this shovel with some viciousness.
Homie, it's like he's fucking Jason Voorhees out here trying to kill some campers.
Dent the hood when Eddie dodges. We get a flapjack under the hood of the car. Eddie gets the shovel, swings and misses, and shatters a headlight. Cena tosses Eddie into the trunk of a car, and then I don't know what his thought process is. He just leans over the trunk, and so Eddie just opens it up and fucking hits him with it. This match is chaos. I love it.
At one point here, Cena just rams Eddie's head through a car door. Or sorry, Eddie rams Cena's head through the car window, the driver's seat window. And so Cena says, fuck you, and just does it to right back to Eddie through a different window.
Yeah, they're just smashing windows. Cena gets in the front seat of one of the cars, and Eddie just joins him, smashes his head into the horn. Very good bit. And then burns him with a cigarette lighter, which like also dates this episode a lot, is that there was a cigarette lighter on and in the car.
Hey, some people still do that.
Very rare.
I see people throw out cigarettes all the time from their car, and it rationally gets me angry every single time.
I've never T-boned anybody, but I am close when I see somebody smoking in their car with like a kid or a dog.
If there's a dog in there and you're smoking, like, fuck up your kid. Leave the dog alone.
Your kids can at least go to therapy.
If you're smoking, your kid's probably fucked up already. So let's just be honest with ourselves. But the dog has a chance.
No car is safe here. Every fucking car gets back body dropped or flapjacked.
Yeah, backdrop. Cena goes for an FU on the hood. Eddie reverses it. Arm drags Cena onto a car. And then we get really the finish.
Yeah, Chavo is here. We did a Chavo episode, remember? Go listen to that. Chavo hits Cena in the head with a hubcap.
Oh, that was what it was. I didn't know what the fuck he hit him with. I just said
I had to rewind it and pause it as a hubcap because it fucking shatters.
Yeah,
Eddie is on top of Eddie's on top of the a white minivan that we got all the things from earlier, and he frog splashes off the minivan onto Cena on the hood.
R.I.P.Ds.
1, 2, 3. This match might be the most. Everyone should go watch this match. It's very fun.
It's only like 11 minutes. It's fucking great. Yeah. It's less than that if you watch it on 1.25 speed.
That's for the rap included. Like that's with the whole intro too.
Yeah, intro, rap, all this stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of rap, oh boy. October 2003, our promo for this week is a rap battle between Jonathan Anthony Felix Cena and Kurt Angle. Yes, that Kurt Angle. A Javier special request for this episode. Kurt is here to wrestle, or not to wrestle, but make a point. He's out there in the soft Team Angle sweatsuit, which might be the single greatest outfit in wrestling history. That, like, Team Angle jumpsuit, sweatsuit, whatever you want to call it, was the fucking drip.
So this, I believe, takes place between Backlash and Vengeance, no?
I heard I saw it was in October.
Oh, this is October. Oh, yeah, because this is when Kurt comes back, right?
Yep. Yeah, Kurt's coming back because Kurt's about to have a triple threat with Big Show and Brock Lesnar.
Which, my God, I don't want to see that match.
It's not pretty. Cena comes out in a Wake Forest Tim Duncan jersey. Clean.
He fucked up. If you're in North Carolina, there's only one jersey that you could wear, realistically. And I know what you're thinking. Yeah, you know, Michael Jordan, Chapel Hill, UNC, or Duke, Christian Laettner, all this stuff. No. It's Nathan Scott's jersey from fucking One Tree Hill. That's what you wear. God. You wear the Scott number 7, Malaka.
Damn. Didn't know we were going that deep. I mean, if you really want to Wake Forest, you also could have gone with Chris Paul or Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah, but Tim Duncan's better than both of them.
Yeah, but Muggsy Bogues is cool. His name's Muggsy.
Tim Duncan. Anyways, so Cena comes out. So you think you're untouchable. You know, all that stuff. He says that the main event of Vengeance is actually The Undertaker against John Cena.
Which, again, legendary match. Undertaker
Yeah,
was
we
already a
never.
legend at that point, but, you
It
know,
is legendary.
yeah.
Cena drops a great one-liner. He goes, "We in the Great White North, but you can bite my White South."
Angle consistently is biting the inside of his cheek to stop from corpsing. You can see that Kurt thinks these lines are very funny, and he's just kind of holding it together. He's doing a much better job than the worst person, which is Randy Orton, who fucking laughs at everything.
Just does not care.
Doesn't care.
No, here's my favorite thing is though, fucking fantastic rebuttal from Kurt Angle. Yeah. Absolutely incredible. I think I finally found someone in the company that's whiter than I am.
I didn't think it was possible, but I finally found someone in the company who's whiter than I am. Great line.
Oh my god, that's fucking amazing.
As much as, like, we aren't even focusing on Cena's promo here. Cena's promo is great. All of his raps are somewhere between okay and genuinely good.
Yeah, the Great White North bite my White South thing was pretty fun. And then he has something that he says that I didn't even write down because it didn't matter. The response was what made it. Kurt just goes, "Okay, I don't even know what you just said."
Yes, because Cena decides to kick a freestyle. He compares him to Kojak, and then he says, "Okay, I don't even know what you just said." And I wrote, "Fuck, this is funny." Angle goes to ringside and finds the cursed child, Brian Hebner, makes him come in the ring to beatbox, and he can kind of beatbox.
He's beatboxing like what Ted Mosby thinks he can do when he's drunk.
It's a great reference. Brian Hebner is beatboxing, and the second he pulled him out, I was like, oh my God, poor Brian Hebner's about to embarrass himself on television. I'm like, wait, that's not bad.
Solid work.
Yeah.
Solid.
My name's Kurt Angle, and what the heck? I want a gold medal with a broken freaking neck.
You better step off, because we ain't friends. I'm moving on up like the Jeffersons.
It's the greatest rap of all. Like, why wasn't Kurt part of the halftime show?
I just got to know one thing, and that's the closing here might be one of the best ever. Or sorry, not the real closing, but the closing part of this first set of lines from Kurt. He goes, "I may suck, but you just blow."
It's the greatest rap lyric I've ever heard.
And then he hugs John Cena, and Cena goes, "What the fuck was that about?" And Kurt just goes, "Well, you obviously never majored in hugonomics. East Side!"
And right then, a young Bailey was like, I know what I'm going to do for my whole career.
Until I go through my emo phase.
We all go through our emo phase. It wasn't a phase, Mom. It's a lifestyle. One thing I love here, and it's the underrated part, is once Cena gets mad at Angle for all of his like shenanigans, we'll use that word again.
Disrespect.
They both quickly get serious. Like, Cena steps up to an Angle, doesn't back down because he's Kurt fucking Angle, right? He's a babyface at this point. It's a great segment because, yeah, it's goofy, it's fun. Like, the jokes land. All the jokes are legitimately funny. They play off how lame Kurt is because he is. And then when it needs to get serious, it does. And Cena plays his role really well. His raps are good. His reactions to Kurt help make everything.
Because he's got a broken freaking neck.
It's an excellent promo. Go listen to Kurt Angle rap. You will be happy. You will be so happy.
It's the best. If you have to watch anything from this episode, it's this in the parking lot fight. The brawl.
We're going to take our break. When we get back, 2 big title matches from John Cena's early career. Back from the break, we're at WrestleMania 20. John Cena challenging The Big Show for the U.S. Championship. Cena is over as fuck at this point, and he is the first theme you hear to open WrestleMania 20. This is the opening match, and they let John Cena open it. This is where he's coming out. I think I don't know what jersey he's in. He's in a New York jersey of some sort.
I think he's in a Knicks jersey, no?
Yeah, he's in a Patrick Ewing jersey. That's what it is. He's in a Patrick Ewing jersey. Big Show with any title belt is the funniest thing in the world.
Especially this phase, because he's at his biggest here, I feel like.
The belt is so tiny. What pair of Big Show pants is that belt holding up? No singular pair of pants is
It's
holding
holding
that
up the
belt.
Big Show show, okay?
R.I.P. to the Big Show.
We had to
Rip.
watch the first episode of that for this podcast, and I don't regret it.
Yeah, you're the number one fan of the Big Show.
I only ever saw the first episode, but I wish I could go back and watch the Big
You're
Show
the
show.
reason it's canceled.
Hey.
Yeah,
Anyways, John Cena is insanely over.
yes.
He's a babyface. By this point, so Cena turned babyface actually a little after that promo battle with Kurt in October, because by Survivor Series he was a babyface because Brock Lesnar, who was a heel by that time, had turned against him. Because Cena was supposed to be on Team Brock back when Brock was establishing that big ass team against Team Kurt. He gets turned on, so Big Show, who was a heel, joins Team Brock instead of John Cena. And then Cena goes on Team Kurt. Kurt is the babyface by association. From there, the popularity just rose and rose and rose. And now we are here. United States Championship, WrestleMania 20. John Cena is the most overman in professional wrestling history.
WrestleMania 20, a decent WrestleMania.
Solid.
Like a middle of the road WrestleMania. Like it's good.
Yeah. Solid.
Yeah. What do you think of the match? A match I'm sure you've seen multiple times. I've seen multiple times.
Many times, yeah.
Yeah.
So I love this match. So Cena tries locking up with the Big Show at the beginning of the match, which I think is so funny every single time.
It's a bold strategy.
He's so big. Big Show's like 500 pounds.
He's not a little show.
He's fucking 500 pounds at this point. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Like, he is huge.
Also, speaking of the Big Show's look, this is the era of the like flared goatee that he would rock, where it would be the big mustache, and then right near his chin, it would become really wide.
Yeah.
On the pantheon of facial hair choices, that has got to be low. I'm talking like that's down there with the weird Jeff Hardy sideburn shit.
No, Jeff Hardy sideburns are fucking fantastic because only Jeff Hardy could pull that shit off.
That's true. If any normal person tried to wear those, they would be
awful.
Shunned from society.
Two people could do it. It's Jeff Hardy and it's Bam Margera.
I hope Bam's okay.
I watched Jackass Forever last night, and he was supposed to be in it, but he wasn't.
Yeah. Was Jackass Forever good?
It's not as good as Jackass, like the original ones, Jackass 1 and 2. It is not as good as the original show, obviously, but it is just so fun just seeing these people in my life again. Because I still remember watching the first one. I remember watching Jackass 2 in theaters back when that came out in 2006. And it's just a nice little experience. It's like a nice family reunion, you know? And they
it's
just
good
do
to
dumb
see
shit.
all your old friends again, yeah.
They recreate some of the classics in a different way too, which is fun.
I'm glad that they're there. I'm glad that they're doing it. It's one of the things you just hope nobody gets like seriously hurt. And like we haven't I think
Johnny Knoxville got seriously hurt. He had a brain hemorrhage.
And yet that man it might be in a WrestleMania match this year.
Actually, I could spoil it because this podcast comes out on Saturday.
It does.
Sami Zayn wins the Intercontinental Championship last night, I guess, if you're listening to this, whatever. So the rumor is that he's going to fucking face Johnny Knoxville for the title at WrestleMania. And honestly, I'm fucking here for it. If I can see Jasper and Dave England and all those motherfucking poopies, I love the new people. The new people are great.
Can we have Hornswoggle return to like counteract Wee Man? Like Sami Zayn says that he's going to build his own Jackass coalition, and he just brings back Hornswoggle, and they brawl under the ring.
Instead of Dave England, who the fuck was the tag partner for William Regal? Who was that Dave?
Oh my God.
That dude. We get that dude. We get fucking all the Daves here. Instead of Johnny Knoxville, or instead of Steve-O, we get fucking... Yeah, we get Dave Taylor instead of fucking Jacko. We get fucking instead of Steve-O, we get fucking Jacko. I don't know.
Steve Corino.
Steve Corino.
It's
someone write this down. Vince, hire me.
It's a good book. It's a good bit. Yeah. So Cena tries to square up with the Big Show. It's a fucking mistake. He gets
Cena tries to do a fucking flying crossbody at one point here, and Big Show just effortlessly catches him and just plants him on the ground.
Yeah, for it too. He does the thing where Cena's on the ground. Big Show just puts his boot on his throat and chokes him. Huge suplex. Cena's getting absolutely dominated. And this is where I said this is probably the best sell job Cena does in these first 5 matches.
Yeah,
Again,
it's up there.
pretty easy to sell. Big Show is gigantic.
Yeah.
But he sells that he like is trying to build momentum and trying to get some and then just gets cut off. Yeah.
Yeah. So the suplex was clean, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Cena is getting crushed by the Big Show. Literally, Big Show like steps on him at one point, like steps over him. Big Show hits like the Rikishi thrust kick / super kick at one point here.
Cena gets booted into like 2007. Like, he gets kicked clean in the fucking head.
Well, I mean, after this match, he'll be a main eventer, so.
He gets booted to the top of the card. Good for him.
Booted to the top of the card. Show hits a standing leg drop for a near fall at one point here. That was pretty fucking cool. Cena jumps on Big Show's back, starts choking him out. Mm-hmm. Show gets out of that, puts on a Cobra clutch.
Which was unexpected, but very cool.
It was really good, too.
Yeah, it was really well done.
Cena goes for the FU, hits it, though, for a near fall, which is wild. Big Show, first person ever kick out of the FU.
Oh, really?
Yeah, by this point, nobody had ever kicked out of the FU.
Oh, so yeah, Cena got a little bit of momentum first. He threw a bunch of right hands, dodged some punches, gets a boot up, and then hit a huge FU. Show kicks out. Cena then decides, because he's like, even though he's a babyface, he's still a bit of a bastard at this point.
He's a cool babyface. He's not like a.
Look, I'm not like your regular babyface.
He's cool. Like I'm not a regular mom. I'm
a cool mom. You guys need anything? Snacks, a condom. So
cocaine.
Cena wants to use the chain naturally, which we haven't talked about. The chain with the padlock, GOAT level. It's entry accessory.
It's the number one entry accessory of all time. I don't care what anyone says. It's number one for me. It's that.
I mean,
it's Bret Hart's sunglasses. It's that. It's Bret Hart sunglasses, flare robe, and number 4 on that list is probably the Undertaker's coat.
That's like the Mount Rushmore right there.
That's the Mount Rushmore. It's the padlock chain. It's the Bret Hart sunglasses, the flare robe, and the Undertaker cloak. Or whatever the fuck. Jacket.
Fucking Undertaker's, jacket, I guess. That thing.
With the hat.
It's the hat. So Cena wants to use the chain. He wants to use the chain, but Jimmy Corderas makes him throw it away. But psych, as Corderas does that, Cena goes and grabs his custom Word Life 4-finger rings. Uses one of them to clock Big Show. Now, I only learned about 4-finger rings due to Hate It or Love It by the Game of 50 Cent. Great fucking song. But I remember...
Hate It or Love It, the underdogs on top.
I remember hearing about this and being like, 4-finger rings. And I looked them up. I'm like, but then you can't individually move your fingers. Like, this is a terrible design flaw. You can make fists or you can not make fists. Those are your fucking options. But he uses one of Word and or Life to clock Big Show. Big Show, does he do the bounce off the ropes? Is that how we do this one?
I think he just stumbles back a little bit, comes back forward, and then Cena picks him up. FU, part 2. 1, 2, 3. Big match. Johnny John Boy wins his first title belt.
And the most significant part of this is it will lead to the birth of spinner titles.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I may be the only person in the world that believes this. The United States Championship, when that shit became a spinner belt, that might have been the apex of my life. I don't think I've ever felt more happiness than I ever did.
I hated the WWE spinner belts, mainly because they went on for too long, and there were people who weren't John Cena who had them.
First off, the Rated R Superstar belt that Edge had, that was also a spinner belt, that was okay. Okay.
But the US spinner belt is cool as hell.
Yes.
I will say that. It was awesome.
I don't care what anyone says, it's fucking fantastic. It's a work of art.
Our last match is a year later. John Cena has ascended to the big time, and he is facing John Bradshaw Layfield for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 21. Cena wins a tournament for a title shot, this time beating Orlando Jordan, Booker T, and Kurt Angle. One of these things is not like the other. It's Orlando Jordan because he's not good.
Orlando Jordan was the crony for JBL. That's
yes,
what
he was part of the
thing
cabinet.
was.
Yeah, it all makes
He
sense.
beat him for the U.S. title. He did all this bullshit.
What were your thoughts on the JBL title reign?
I hated JBL. I truly despised that individual, the character. And because of that, I really will say it's my same feelings for Edge. I hated Edge. I fucking despised Edge with a burning passion. Which, to be fair, are like those are the two biggest heels of John Cena's early run.
Yep.
So, but like it really isn't until like years later that I realized this. Like JBL was a very good main event level heel for the time that he had because he was so easy to hate, and that's your job.
I hated him, but for the right reasons. I wasn't sick of him. I was just like, you're a bastard. You're dastardly. You keep screwing over John Cena and screwing over Eddie Guerrero and screwing over these baby faces and winning by cheating. I hate you.
The Undertaker and you have a fucking Big Show.
He has male Karen hair and male Karen energy. And it's just
he wins the fucking barbed wire steel cage match by going through the fucking ring and climbing out the bottom.
It's the worst. It's the worst. That's why I like this match so much. JBL with huge shots to start the match. He is just laying into this Punk Cena.
By the way, we got to talk about it here. Heated rivalry. This is personal at this point. John Cena fucking hates this dude. This dude has attacked John Cena in every imaginable way. Collar and elbow tie up.
Always. That's how things go, don't you know?
Come on, guys.
Cena gets slingshot with his throat into the bottom rope. Cena gets in a couple shots, but then gets spine buster to end his momentum. JBL just really in control.
So many fucking swinging neck breakers.
There's a lot of neck breakers in this match.
So many neck breakers. I've never seen JBL work the neck like he did this match, which is fucking crazy. JBL just literally wanted Cena's neck to stop working. He wanted to turn his ass into Tommaso Ciampa.
Sad.
Or
Please
Edge.
Don't break his neck. Oh, that's also sad. Stop people with bad necks. There's so many of them that have bad necks.
I don't know who else has a bad neck.
Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan.
They all have bad necks. A lot of neck breakers.
See the back suplex out of nowhere. He finally gets a breather. He's not able to get it capitalized on it at all because he's been dying. The build to this match, like, it works. Like, the way the match builds. It works. JBL is supposed to be on top. You're supposed to be fucking literally, like, ready to run for the ring and kill this man yourself just so Cena could get an advantage. Like, they want you at the edge of your seat that way, but my God, is it a grind to get to the moment that you really want, to that crescendo.
And yet, we'll talk about this. We talked about it before we started recording. I remember this match being longer. I remember there being more of JBL just beating the shit out of Cena.
Yeah,
because I remember that's how the match went. But it just felt like it took forever.
Yeah, JBL throws Cena out of the ring at one point here. He hits a neck breaker on the outside. Eventually gets Cena up on the top rope, hits a fucking superplex. Cena catches JBL at some point here, turns it into a power slam. Like he just flips him into a power slam when JBL jumps off the top rope, which is fucking weird. JBL never does that. Yeah,
the second JBL went to the top rope, I was like, well, that's not going to work. It's like whenever Flair went up, and I'm like, the fuck you doing? Get out of here.
I love you, Richard. Anyways, Cena...
No, what's Richard Flair? Richard
Fleer. That's his name.
I know, but nobody says that.
I'm pretty sure the government does. Anyways, Cena fighting back. He's powering up. He does some clotheslines, shoulder tackle, hip toss, side slam, and I'm pumped up, baby. I'm bricked up right here because you can't see me.
We get our first 5-knuckle shuffle of the 3-parter. First
and
one.
Then we pumping up the kicks, baby.
I fucking loved when you pump up the kicks. I loved it.
I owned a pair of pumpy kicks.
I also owned a pair of pump kicks. I think that's why I loved it so much. Because I'm like, I could fucking do this too.
This is my guy. I was like, the fucking...
You're like, yeah, I'm John Cena too. Pump, 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 pump. You pump too much and it'd be too fucking tight, and you're like, I can't stop now.
They're about to explode, but I don't care. So he's ready for it. JBL recovers a little bit. Cena ducks the clothesline from hell when JBL starts running the ropes. Gets him on the rebound. Lifts him up. F you. 1, 2, 3. John Cena, ladies and gentlemen, is the WWE champion.
And he'll never see that title again. Just kidding. That's our whole next episode. That's where we're ending. Our first episode with John Cena is him as WWE champion, having defeated the dastardly JBL. From this point on, John Cena was a made man. He was part of the main event, and we're going to cover a lot of those next week. Javier, what was it like going back and seeing the origin story of John Cena?
I did it last week and the week before that and the week before that and the week before that, so like it's fine. It's like a weekly occurrence for me, but it was great. It was great doing it for the podcast. So,
it was great to do it again.
No, this just takes me back to the time period that I was like really fucking excited about wrestling. When wrestling was like appointment viewing for me. When I was watching SmackDown every week, John Cena was literally God to me at this point. Like, I love Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero will always be my favorite professional wrestler of all time. I've always said that, and I always will say that, because no one captivated me at a very important... Like, Eddie Guerrero is the reason why I watch professional wrestling. John Cena is the reason why I still watch professional wrestling. Because that time period from, 2003, when he's going out there as a doctor of economics, his entire run with the United States title, like, I still remember that shit. All the shit I spewed earlier about John Cena, like, I did that from memory. I didn't look this up. Like, that's just shit I still remember now, like, fucking 15, 16, whatever years later. It's just such an important time period for me, because, like, I was a little kid. Like, I was so tiny. Like, when he won the title in 2005, that is still my favorite WrestleMania of all time. We've covered this on the podcast before. But I was only, fucking 7? I was 7 years old. I was 7.5 years old when that happened. Like, that is insane to me. Like, I remember that like it was yesterday. How happy I was, how excited I was, tuning into Monday Night Raw the next night just to make sure that it was fucking true that John Cena won the WWE Championship. And man, it just led to so many great moments for me as a wrestling fan. And honestly, when I think back to when it really was the biggest for me, like when this shit really mattered to me the most, like nothing will ever top that period. That time period building up to WrestleMania 21 and the slight fallout afterwards, next couple of months, that is 100% the time period where I was the biggest wrestling fan in the world.
Yeah. It's when I was too. The last show before I went to NXT TakeOver Toronto 2016, the last show I'd been to was a SmackDown taping in February of 2003, because I was obsessed with SmackDown. Obsessed with that era. It was the best. And I remember that I got 2 autographs that day. One of them was from Rob Van Dam, and one of them was from Maven.
I thought it was about to be like a real person.
No, it was RVD and Maven, baby.
I mean, the RVD was solid.
So we went to a Raw house show that came through London. That was like 2 months before, so like December 2002. And then they came back to Canada really quickly for we learned there was going to be a SmackDown taping. And I was like, I love SmackDown. It had Cena, it had Angle, it had Team Angle, it had Lesnar, it had Eddie and Chavo. Like, it was just the best. And so going back and watching John Cena make his way through that roster, seeing guys like Big Show, who was an integral part of SmackDown, JBL, who was champ for like almost 300 days, Eddie, who was fucking Eddie, it's Eddie, and Brock Lesnar, and John Cena went up against all of them. John Cena's been around for so long; he's gone up against everybody. But this is where he came from. This is where he was. He was built and made, and he went from being the prototype to just some goon new guy to finding his niche and then just becoming himself. And that's where we're going to get to Super Cena. So next week, we're covering a lot of Super Cena.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next week is Super Cena, and I'm really fucking excited for it. But, I mean, it really does take me back, man. And like, I'm thinking about, wrestling nowadays. Like, AEW is coming here to Boston in April, like the end of April, I think. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking of going. My buddy and I are thinking of getting tickets to go. And then WrestleMania Backlash, I think is the fucking name of the pay-per-view now. It's in Providence, Rhode Island, which is only like an hour away. I could easily get there. And I'm also thinking of going to that as well. But it's tough, man. It's tough out here.
Also, now I'm the one who has to buy the tickets instead of my parents. Now I'm like, I don't know about that.
It's not even that. Like, I don't care how much the tickets cost. It's more just... Well, I mean, especially for the AW show, I don't really give a fuck because like it's going to be worth it regardless. But it's just a matter of building up the motivation to go, you know?
Fair.
Like, I just don't have that, especially for WrestleMania Backlash. Like, I don't have that.
No.
I just don't.
But we have motivation to cover John Cena. That's why next week, John Cena Part 2. Javier, where can people find you on social media?
I'm on the Twitter machine at JMelloSports. Follow me, please.
Follow me on Twitter at @7Gomes, ITSEVANGOMES. Follow the podcast, most importantly, on Twitter at Crossbody of Work. Javier, any final words for the people?
This week's episode of Life Advice with Javier is a very practical one. So yesterday, I went to buy pants, and I bought pants. Right?
Okay.
I'm now the most uncomfortable size for pants, by the way. Do you guys do this in Canada too, where it's like 30, whatever? Yeah. So I'm a terrible fucking size for pants, by the way. I mean, I am a 31, 32.
That does sound like a terrible time.
It sucks. It's nowhere. It's the most uncommon fucking pants ever. I swear to God, they're never anywhere. So I got 2 pairs of chinos, which didn't come in that way. They were like large, medium, whatever. I got 2 larges, and I got regular like chino pants. I was like, all right, cool. I'm good. Got my size, all that stuff. I get home, and the 2 larges are way too fucking big. So now I have to go return them.
Yeah.
So this week's Life Advice with Javier is more so we're all sharing in this because I'm also sharing in this. Don't be afraid to return your clothes. Because I 100%, like a few years ago, would have just been like, I just got to take the L. But no. Now I'm returning my clothes. I'm returning them. I'm going to be a big boy. Don't be afraid of returning your clothes. This is practical Life Advice with Javier. That is Life Advice with Javier segment for this week. Return your clothes. If they don't fit, if you're not happy with the purchase you made, just return it, man. Get a new size or something.
The clothes need to fit you. You are not supposed to fit clothes. That's the other part of the advice. Throwing that out there. Body positivity, people. All right. John Cena Part 2 next week. Thanks so much for tuning in as we looked at the Doctor of Thugonomics. We all have a doctorate in Thugonomics now. We'll see you next week.
Bye.